The Ohio State Football Report, bringing you the latest from Ryan Day. Earlier today, he spoke at his press conference. We're also tracking a very busy time in recruiting for the Buckeyes as they hope to flip a couple players, get them to become Buckeyes. We'll jump into that more in just a second. Look, we put the challenge out there. Most comments would get a shout out, and Tyman the Buckeye went to work. 53 comments last time we did this. See if you can beat Tyman. I will say, it wasn't the most comments we've seen from Tyman. So if you can maybe get around that 60, 70 range, hit it with the OHIO, Ryan Day, whatever you want to say down in the comment section. Next video, we will make sure to mention our winner there. Most comments getting a shout out. Hit the comment section right now. Did Ryan Day just reveal the secret sauce, the secret to winning, what makes it all go, how the Buckeyes have stayed relevant for, you can say 100 years, but in my life, 20 plus years they've been relevant since winning the national championship in the early 2000s and then winning the national championship just a year ago. How has Ryan Day done it? College football especially sees change year after year after year. You literally have to see change. Guys graduate, guys transferred, injuries happen, so on and so forth. How have the Buckeyes remained a top, I'll say 10, top 5 program in the country year after year after year? Ryan Day kind of asked about it today. I think he really gave a great answer as to how the Buckeyes have stayed relevant, how they kind of keep this mega machine that is Ohio State football moving year after year. He said, hey, it starts with recruiting. That's one of the biggest things, to be prepared for the future. There's going to be turnover. You have great players who develop. Once they move on, you have to have the next guy up and ready to go. That's the challenge for everybody in the building, to make sure we have that every single year. He went on to say, it's also the job of the players to be able to step into those environments early on and execute at a high level. Washington going to be the latest example he noted of young players needing to step up in a tough environment and find a way to win. Has Ryan Day figured it out? Is that what we're gathering from what he's talking about here? That despite all the change in college football, whether it be guys graduating, NIL, transferring, he has kept this program moving. Most programs, when you change coaches from a legendary coach to the next, Urban Meyer to Ryan Day, probably going to take a hit, probably going to have some issues. Looking at Ryan Day's career here, takes over for Urban Meyer, had to fill in a little bit in 2018. He was 3-0. 2019 takes over, just the one loss. 2020, just the one loss, make it to the national title. Year after year after year, winning. And again, maybe you define it as national championship trips, Big Ten championships. I think it's relevance. Being in that top 5, everyone knowing what you've got on the table for your team. And I think the Buckeyes have done that every single year that Ryan Day has been in charge of this program. I loved hearing him talk more about, hey, this is what I've learned, helps this program succeed. This has been the key for me to keep the Buckeyes relevant and keep the Buckeyes great, winning national titles. I think we'll get back to Big Ten titles and beating Michigan. I think all that's happening this year. We'll get more into that in a second. But Ryan Day surely has figured it out. Want to see if you agree with me when I say that. What is your confidence level in Ryan Day? Buckeyes are 3-0. They're the number 1 team in the country. They just won the national title. They're stacked with recruiting. They're stacked with players they brought in, transfers they brought in. Come on now. Is it not a 10? I don't know. If you disagree, scale it something else, but scale it for me 1 to 10 down in the comments section below. You got to know when you're in the good times. When great things are happening now, you have to realize it. And I think right now is Ryan Day's best coaching job. Now and in the next few years, I think he's peaking. This is peak Ryan Day at the moment. I think he's the best coach in college football. I think he's hitting his stride. I think this is going to be one of his best teams, one of his most memorable teams. You really only have Kirby Smart to compete with now due to Dabo Swinney falling off and having his issues. It's just Day and Kirby Smart. That's the 2 best college football coaches right now. Dabo Swinney has kind of fallen off. He's had his issues and may look like he'll be fired. Ryan Day is peaking. He looks electric with the group he has this year, and this was supposed to be a down year compared to last year in which he won a national title. He's been consistent since he took over in 2019, and I can't wait to see what's next for Ryan Day into the future. I think it's more Big Ten titles. I think it's more national championships. I think it's more first-round picks. I think it's more winning for Ohio State. I think this is the best Ryan Day you're going to get. I think he's peaking right now. Have to enjoy the good times right now with your head coach, Buckeye fans. I want to let you guys know today's episode is brought to you by PrizePicks. You and I make decisions every day, but on PrizePicks, being right can get you paid. Don't miss any of the excitement this season on PrizePicks, where it's good to be right. PrizePicks, simple to play. Just pick more or less on 2 to 6 player stat projections. If you get your picks right, you could cash in. I also like to let people know PrizePicks offers injury reboots. So if one of your players leaves the game in the first half and doesn't return, PrizePicks won't count it as a loss. Latest stat projection that we've got for you, Jalen Hurts, that's the max discount, more than half a passing yard. Yes, more than half a passing yard. That's the max discount there. Cortland Sutton, 62.5 receiving yards. Going to go more. And Jake Browning, if you watched him last week, you want to go less on 227.5 passing yards this week for the Bengals quarterback. What you want to do now, download the app today and use code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. PrizePicks, it's good to be right. The running back room has been a huge discussion for Ohio State fans, for analysts, for Ryan Day. I mean, everyone's talking about the Buckeyes' backs, mainly because Bo Jackson's looked really, really good. I think James Peoples has really become the odd man out for Ohio State. Again, Ryan Day was talking today in his press conference about managing the running backs. He talked rhythm, their game plan for Texas, the season overall. Absolutely. He keeps mentioning that they'll need all of them. They'll use all of them. Different guys are going to be used at different times. But a little talk about James Peoples today really struck me as a point in time right now with this running back room from Dylan Davis, the Delaware Gazette, talking a little bit, again, about how the Buckeyes use their running backs, what they like to do with them. But then Ryan Day noting with James Peoples just hasn't quite gotten the reps. That was a big thing there, in-game reps. And he thinks Washington is a much bigger challenge than what Peoples has seen. Look, we know Bo Jackson is pulling away from these other two backs. He looks really, really good. Fans want him to play. Ryan Day keeps mentioning him. C.J. Donaldson is safe, secure, red zone back, has done a good job so far. A little fumble issue last week, but I think he's done what you've asked of him. Peoples now being left behind this group a little bit. If he can't play against Texas, he did all right against the other two opportunities, and now the next opportunity is already being mentioned as maybe a little too big for him. I think that's a real issue for James Peoples. I think I may know the answer to this next question just by how everyone has kind of been paying attention and commenting and whatnot, but if you had to pick a running back, give them the opportunity, give them the most carries. Maybe it's that 20-carry game the Buckeyes are going to have to see from one of these running backs coming up. Who's it going to be? James Peoples, you can go JP, CJ Donaldson, go CJ or Bo Jackson, go BJ. I think a lot of people are on the Bo Jackson hype train right now, but let us know down in the comments below. As far as James Peoples goes, he's fading fast. This is a loaded running back room, and Ryan Day can say as much as he wants that they'll manage it and use all of them and find a way to get all the... Two at most. We know that with running backs. It's hard to even get two guys that are really good. Consistent carries. I think Peoples had that opportunity to get in there and prove himself. He was given those J.K. Dobbins comparison. He was really working. Now I think he's fading away. And I don't really see his time coming, right? Can you picture right now a game coming up where James Peoples just goes off, where he gets 15 carries for 3 touchdowns and 150 yards? No, that's what you could see Bo Jackson doing. I think it's a real problem for James Peoples. I do think the Buckeyes could use him. I do believe Ryan Day when he says they'll mix these guys in. I do believe there's an opponent maybe where Peoples gets a couple more carries or carries in a big spot or or more opportunities when they're throwing. But right now, I think it's a real issue for James Peoples that if there's a competition, if there's carries that need distributed, he's going to get the least. He's not competing at a high level with these guys. And again, I think he's fading fast with that group of running backs. I want to get you guys a recruiting update for the Buckeyes. A lot happening, actually, for Ohio State with that 2026 class. Names flowing, a lot going on. They're going to try and flip 3 more 3-star recruits, get them to become Buckeyes. They're really putting the work in on these guys. We'll get to those names in just a second. Do want to remind you guys, we're keeping you up to date on recruiting. We've got everything you guys need, names to know, timelines, all that happening. So be sure to subscribe so you are in the know on Ohio State recruiting. We begin with Jaden Williams, who we just talked about yesterday, the Massillon product. James Laurinaitis was at his game Friday night, Massillon and St. Ez. He's an Indiana commit, but the Buckeyes officially offered him. He's received that offer, and I think, as I predicted in our last video, Buckeyes are really pressing to add to that linebacker room. James Laurinaitis likes him. I like him. We'll see what happens with Jaden Williams. Landry Breed, Mentor, Ohio. The Buckeyes taking a look at the NC State left tackle. His highlights on Twitter are electric. He's just burying people going at him, not even giving them a shot to make a difference against him in high school football. Right now, he's set to go to NC State. I think there's real interest from the Buckeyes. I think Ohio State has had some changes with that O-line coaching, so that's been an issue. Just finding their footing a little bit there, but I think they are getting there, and I think Breed has some interest in Ohio State. Got that offer from them 2 weeks ago, so seeing if they can get some momentum and get him to make a change. Saturday, there's an opportunity to steal a recruit in Washington from Washington. Rashawn Duncan will be at the game Saturday night. Buckeyes haven't offered him yet, but there's some interest there. He'll be at the game. Imagine stealing a Washington recruit, beating Washington, having a great day Saturday, and watching us here on the Ohio State Football Report.